Marhaba. Hello everyone. First of all, it's such a pleasure talking to you and standing in front of all those creative minds.
We are so excited and happy about everything.
I'm Sham and I'm 17 years old.
And I'm Jana, I'm 13.
And we are Sakura Games. We develop edutainment games for children to make education more enjoyable and interactive and to support the curriculum.
Let us tell you our story shortly and how we started Sakura.
We started as passionate young journalists making interviews with public figures who have impact on youth and children, working for national and regional agencies, and focusing on women's achievements.
We worked in TV, radio, dubbing, and voiceover too. At that time, when Sham was happy being in front of cameras and media, I was the nerd, the computer geek. So when I was 10 years old, I learned 5 programming languages: Small Basic, Java, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. And now I know nothing about them because I focused on Unity C#. We will tell you about that later.
After a while, we learned about an impactful initiative created by the King Abdullah II Fund for Development, which is Gaming Lab. There, we learned the basics of games development.
The experience at Gaming Lab was really great. I mean, we made Sharnaqa, Hadlaqa, Sanobara, and Sticky. We truly know how much improvement they need. They were made after a few weeks of learning.
Also, a game related to Gaming Lab where Unity Chan takes you a tour inside the place and tells you information about it. And this game was developed by our mother.
Followed by Zuna and Zakuri. But that wasn't enough for us.
That's why we started developing our skills and working on ourselves. Online courses, YouTube tutorials, learning from others, and hours of hard work.
All our games are proudly made with Unity Game Engine and Autodesk Maya. Unity, one of the most helpful and powerful game development tools. Unity really helps you to create super cool stuff.
Autodesk Maya. This software means a lot to me. When I say Autodesk Maya, I pass through all the amazing creations by Walt Disney Animation Studios and Pixar Animation Studios. With Maya, you can literally create magic. I am so interested in this software, and the last year I worked on my skills so hard until I became one of the only 3 experts in Jordan who are professional certified from Autodesk in Maya. That was unforgettable, and preparing for the certification was really challenging.
A brief what Sham made with Maya. After we gained those skills, we wanted to pay back by building products and sharing our knowledge. That's why we started Sakura. Sakura came from a really big problem, which is, as you know, after all of the technology improvement in the whole world, students still suffer from the same systematic modular curriculum and the lack of interactivity in education.
Now, after starting Sakura, we're part of the Hussein Technical University Incubator, the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurial Excellence.
The experience there is amazing. We share and gain skills from other startups.
Well, now we'll tell you about the collaborations. You know, this traditional lovely dish. That's why the first game is
starting with a casual game related to the traditional lovely dish, Mansa, where you have to aim the meatballs to a pot. And as you might know, the meat is the hardened yogurt used in cooking mansaf. This game was made in collaboration with a homemade food delivery company.
Have you tried mansaf yet? Sure. Everyone? Moving to our passion, edutainment games creation. A couple of class supporting games were developed with the International Amman Academy.
A distinctive experience with the Royal Tank Museum in creating a guide augmented reality project to enrich the tour inside the museum by solving puzzles and playing games.
Also, a game related to customer service and dealing with employees, and this game was developed with an e-learning skills platform.
Another edutainment game with the One Degree Academy in the UK. The One Degree Academy in the UK to teach kids about different cultures and languages.
Also, now we're global ambassadors for the Global Youth Entrepreneurs Organization, where we aim to spread the knowledge of entrepreneurship all around the world. So we make startup camp events and to engage teenagers in the entrepreneurship and this stuff. Now let's tell you about other games we developed.
Kokoa was made in the game Jam in just 3 days about a colorful magical turtle saving her kid from evil bad cubes.
Moving on to Sumo, Zumurrud, and Sakura. Those games are still in development.
A'mar is a game that we have been working on to give refugees hope that they can still one day rebuild their countries.
Shukran. Last year we started a couple of collaborations with Bdour, and the KPIs are really promising. Those are our favorite: Tac Tac, Bouncy, and Fellhorn.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
You always forget. Since we started our journey, we have been really interested in spreading what we learn to youth, especially girls.
And we also focus on one of the important sustainable development goals, which is the quality education.
Why is it in pixels?
مش عارفة مبكسل كل شيء.
We also gave a couple of workshops at TechWorks and at Gaming Lab about game development and design. Our games got many awards and nominations.
And Crimson last year was part of the Big Indie Pitch. The judges really liked Crimson, so it took the second place of this competition. Now let's meet Crimson.
Crimson is an entertainment game for Arabic-speaking children.
Here's Crimson, the rabbit, and Rosa, the kitten.
You learn four categories: colors, numbers, shapes, and letters, the basics.
In Arabic and English for Arabic-speaking kids. So here is Crimson scene where you learn Arabic by listening and then dragging the right answer and dropping it into the answer box.
There is Rosa scene where you learn English, and enhanced with a feature that allows you to take selfies and pictures with the characters wherever you are.
To summarize all what we do, we started a YouTube channel called Sham and Jana Bdour, where we share our experience with people. We make videos related to the process of developing games, competitions we participate in, and we also make covers for books that are related to game design and business.
So now
We are going
to start pretending that we are still talking while they go to YouTube and search for our channel, Sham and Jana Bdour, and hit the red subscribe button with the notification bell.
Have you please subscribe, people? Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. And now it's time for questions. The first question is,
have you subscribed yet?
Have you?
Okay, so that's fantastic. Thank you. Have you got a URL that you can show us so I can sign up? Send me the URL so I can type it in.
Okay.
Is there an English one version?
There is subtitles.
Okay.
All our
I will go subscribe. So, does anyone have any questions? I mean, like I say, I met these guys like 3 years ago, and they were already astounding then. And hopefully, I think you'll agree, amazing job doing this talk. Does anyone have any questions though? Go on. So, okay, let me ask one. So, you're doing a whole bunch of things around, trying to reach out and encourage other people like yourselves to get involved in making games. What's the biggest challenge, do you think, for getting more people like yourselves to make games?
Stereotypes, maybe. Stereotypes, because many people think that they are still in school, they have to finish college, then they can search for a job and learn new things. But the thing is, school is not enough. You have to learn something else while in school.
Also, responsibilities. Many people think that games development is so easy. You learn, it needs a really hard work, and we are still beginners. We still have a long long road to go.
So do I. I've only been making games 20 years, it's fine. I can't code. But that's the thing I think that's really fascinating. The tools do make it possible for you to do it. But how do you find the time? I mean, you've got school, you've got all this other stuff going on, you've got family life. How do you find the time to do that?
Time management.
You study your exam before 2 hours of the same exam? Yeah, you don't study before a day.
Wake up early. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yes, especially I am توجيهي, everyone in Jordan knows what توجيهي means. That's it. You have to. توجيه is the senior year, your last year. So you die or you study.
Hopefully study. I'm sure Mum will. Yeah. So I mean, another thing. So I mean, you're clearly doing. Like you say, you started out. You were doing these interviews and these journalistic pieces.
Yeah.
How big a change has that been now? Was that really useful for you now? You're doing the YouTubing side.
Yes, it was so beneficial because we work on edutainment, and the main component is the content you create. So learning and being part, when you make interviews and when you make cover, you have to know Arabic really well, and that's what we do. We develop edutainment in Arabic for Arabic-speaking kids. So it's really beneficial.
And do you think that might be an advantage because you're in an underserved market, that you've got opportunities maybe somebody in the UK would struggle with? Or do you think it's just a question of making a decision and doing it?
What do you mean?
Well, do you think it's easier for, I don't know, I'm wondering if it's easier for you because the MENA market is slightly underserved in terms of game development and particularly in terms of games which are educational. Do you think that that's an advantage for you? Or is it just one of those things?
I think not much. Selling an education thing is really hard. يعني you have to pay them and give them the game and please just play it. People are not easily playing educational games. That's why we started customizing games for schools so they can apply it to their curriculum.
In school, if you were asked to use a textbook or a game, no matter how bad the game is, you'd use
the game.
Yeah, I get that. But the idea that you're doing that and you're doing it specifically for schools at the same time as still studying, that sounds really, really even harder than I thought you were already doing.
Yes, that's why we also make hyper casual.
Yeah.
So the hyper casual is when you have fun while doing a game.
Well, so how did that relationship with Bdour start?
In the conference.
In the conference
last year.
Last year. So you had it coming to conferences like this, get you in front of amazing developers, and even people who are just starting out can get attention and get found.
It's a wonderful opportunity for everyone. This conference is wonderful.
That's what we like to hear. Any other questions while I'm standing here? We've got a question right there. We get a microphone to you for the recording, hopefully. Just be 2 seconds. Oh, bright light.
What or who's your inspiration? The main one.
We take an inspiration from Walt Disney Animation Studios, but they even don't work in the same industry. I don't know. Inside Out, any fascinating movie from Walt Disney is an inspiration. Learning from others.
We are not gamers. We watch movies more than.
That's why edutainment creation is much easier for us.
Yeah, as school students.
We don't play games that much. That's why creating edutainment games is more fun.
I think that's quite interesting because it's something that more games people should do, is look for inspiration outside of games. Because we often will churn the same idea, whereas if we start looking outside of our own narrow view, hopefully we can make better games.
Yes.
Too natural, yeah. We'll get the microphone to you, hopefully. Just 2 seconds.
Also, there is fabulous games like Monument Valley.
Yeah, we love them.
Monument Valley relate to nothing. The mechanic relate to nothing we develop, but we stand quiet in front of it. It's so fabulous.
And Basili, we don't.
No, I was about to say that I think it's harder for gamers to develop a game about learning when you can develop a game about like shooting zombies and stuff, you know. So.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's very easy for us to fall into those traps. Unfortunately, I have to call a close. So thank you so much. This was amazing.